do you mean you're tired, Brian? I've been carrying you this whole time. Oh, g'day kids. Welcome to another episode of All Aussie Madness. Can I get an F5? Today, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about D-O-G-S's. Do you know what that spells, kids? Did you say dogs? If you did, you're right. Today we're going to be talking about dogs. Do you have a dog, kids? Maybe you said yes, or maybe you said no. But today, while we're going for a walk along the dog track, we're going to be talking about a couple of simple rules on how you can approach other people's dogs. What's that, Brian? You think going for a walk along the dog track today was your idea? It doesn't matter whose idea, Brian. It was. The important thing is that we're out in nature, enjoying the fresh air. Do you like getting outside, kids? You do? That's great. Well, come on, let's go for a walk and see if we can meet somebody else's dog. Oh, it's such a lovely day for a walk. Kids, look, a big dog. How do you think we should approach the dog? Did you say run up to it and give it a pat? Let's try that. Come on. Ah, come here, puppy dog, give me a pat. Bam, bam. Well, kids, whenever you approach somebody else's dog, definitely don't do that. What's that, Brian? You think big dogs seem a little scary? I understand, Brian. Kids, sometimes big dogs can seem a little bit scary. But you know what? If you approach a dog with 5 simple rules, then you make yourself feel comfortable and put the dog at ease so that you can go in, meet the puppy and give him a pat. Number 1, you always want to approach the dog calmly. Number 2, have your hand out. 3, you always want to be facing the dog and make sure that he can see you and you looking at him. 4, ask the owner if you can give the dog a pat in case it's a bit scary dog. And 5, let the dog give you a sniff. Come on, kids, let's see if we can apply those rules now. Oh, g'day, how you going?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good, thanks. May I pat your dog?
Absolutely, yeah.
Ah, give me a sniff. Hello, puppy dog. Ah, isn't he a beautiful dog, kids? What's his name?
He's Moose.
Moose. What a beautiful dog Moose is, kids. Do you like Moose? Speaking of Moose, you know what? I think it's time for Ray. Can you guess? Did you want to introduce this part, Brian? What's that? You've gone camera shy? Oh, Brian, I'll do it then. Kids, it's time for a fun facts with Jarro. And today's fun fact is about, can you guess? Did you say D-O-G-S's? You did? You're right. Today's fun fact is about dogs. Did you know, kids, that dogs have far better smelling than you and I do? Oh yeah, and they can hear at least 40 times better than us. Wow, that's madness. Well, kids, thanks for joining us today on our walk. Did you have fun? You did? That's great. Do you remember the 5 simple rules that we need to remember when approaching other people's dogs? That's right. Number 1 was we approach the dog calmly and slowly. Number 2 was that we have our hand out when we walk towards the dog. Number 3, do you remember? That's right. We face the dog so that the dog can see us and we can see the dog. Number 4, always, Brian. That's right, Brian. Ask the owner's permission before you pat the dog. And number 5, the lucky last rule, kids, was that we let the dog give us a bit of a sniff. That way, when we go down and give him a pat, he'll know who we are. But remember, kids, that dogs are great fun, but big dogs that are puppies can be really playful and energetic. So what we want to do is make sure that we're aware that they might accidentally knock us over. So don't get in too close. They won't mean to hurt you, but they might accidentally. And little puppies have sharp teeth, so sometimes they like to bite, and it might hurt a little bit. They're not trying to be mean, it's just a playful thing that puppies do. So be aware. And if you apply those 5 simple rules that we talked about, you can have great fun with puppies. They can be really good friends. So go and try those simple rules today with a dog. We're gonna finish our walk. Well, kids, thanks for joining us today on another episode of All Aussie Madness. Did you enjoy it? You did? That's great. Do you remember the fun fact? That's right. It was that DOGS's smell is far better than yours and mine. And their hearing is at least, can you remember? That's right, 40 times better than ours. That's madness. Well, kids, remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thanks for joining us today, and see you next time. Say goodbye. Brian? Kids, where's Brian? Brian, you can't go home with Moose and his owner. What are you doing? Brian, get back here, buddy. Oi!